Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how my hair went from this to this. And I also will be sharing with you guys some things that if you are considering going natural, you should take into consideration. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. So my hair is very healthy now, super curly, but as you saw from this photo and these photos, it was not always like that. First thing I'm gonna do is just tell you guys about my curly hair journey. Growing up, I'm Dominican, so growing up from a very young age, you know, we go to the salon, we get our hair straightened. This is just part of Dominican culture. It's very rare, maybe not now, but a few years ago, or at least when I was growing up, to have like natural hair even as a little girl. I've been straightening my hair ever since I was like 4 years old. It was like one of my favorite pastimes, going to the salon every Saturday or Sunday with my mom and like getting my hair done. And from a young age, hair was a huge deal for me, especially in terms of my standards of beauty. Like if my hair wasn't nice, it just didn't make me feel good. I always wanted my hair to be done because I was raised with always having my hair done. My hair was like the thing that I cherished the most. However, I never flat ironed my hair, and by never I mean like the only times I did flatten my hair before I started going curly was like for my high school graduation and then for my high school photos, because the lady that always did my hair, she always told me to not use flat iron because it could really mess up your hair. However, I did like do rolos, which is when you're in the hair dryer, and blow dried, so it did damage my hair a lot. I'll show some pictures here of how my hair looked. It was so bad, and what's crazy is that when it was curly, like I literally thought it was curly, but there was no curl. It was just like it was like crinkled. But anyways, that's how my hair was before. The reason I decided to go curly or to go natural, because my natural hair texture, was because I don't know, like even though I got used to straightening my hair and I love my hair straight, there just came a point where I was just tired of my hair. Like I just thought it was so boring, and no matter how many times I cut it or what I did to it, even though I never dyed it before, I just wasn't satisfied. And I guess that just was my heart yearning for this whole natural journey, or to go natural. And I also remember like seeing girls who had curly hair on Instagram or in person and being like, wow, they're so pretty. So like I always admired people with curly hair, even though I had curly hair. But I always like, I guess inside of me I always wanted to, or maybe I was always meant to have my hair like this naturally, and that be the truest form of who I am, is what I think. Because I also admired people with really straight teeth, and my teeth are really straight now, but before they weren't. And then once I got braces, I just felt so much more like me and secure in who I was and everything, and more confident. So I guess maybe that's why I just always, even when my hair shows, I wanted something more. And when I started watching like curly hair girls on YouTube, like the main person I would watch was, I forgot her name, Sunkissed Alba. And I remember when I first saw her, I thought she was mixed. I thought she was like black and white, you know, my ignorance. But then when I found out she was Dominican, I was like, oh my gosh, she's Dominican? And she wears her hair natural and like curly, and she looks so beautiful. Like once I found out she was Dominican, something inside of me was like, oh my gosh, if she could do it, then I could do it, you know, in terms of her hair. And I was like, she's so pretty, you know. So I was like, okay, like there's other Dominicans out here who are like having their hair curly and leaving it curly. And in my head I was like it was a very ignorant way to think, but I was like, how does her family let her do that? But it's like, your family has no control over you. But because of Dominican culture, I was like, wow, like how is she in a culture like ours, or at least our culture is not really like that anymore, because there's a lot of Dominican girls leaving their hair natural and fully rocking it, and I love it. But I just was like surprised that there's a Dominican girl proudly rocking her hair curly, even for special occasions, having her hair curly and everything, because that's not something that I was used to seeing. So once I found out she was Dominican, I don't know, I felt more intrigued to watch her videos, because I felt like I related to her more. I watched her videos on like how to take care of your curls, because even though I would leave my hair curly sometimes, like let's say to go to the beach in the summer, mainly I would leave my hair curly, it didn't look good because I wouldn't use the right products. I would use like very harsh gels or things that would dry out my hair, things that were very alcohol based and not sulfate free, like things that just weren't good for curly hair. but it was because I just didn't have any knowledge about it. So in 2016, I see a video that she posts about how to do finger coils, and then I did it, and this is how it turned out when I did the finger coils. And when I did, or finger twist, I don't know what it's called, but basically, like, since my hair, when I left it curly, it wouldn't really look curly. Seeing her video when she would do the method to her hair and it came out curly, I was like, oh my god, maybe I should do that so then I can start leaving my hair curly out more. So that's how my journey kind of started. Started watching her, getting more inspired, getting tired of my hair, did the finger coil technique, and then from there, kind of like every week I would do it. And then after a while of leaving it finger coiled, I realized like, oh, let me try to just let my hair do its thing on its own. So I was on and off with leaving my hair curly and leaving it straight, but I had gotten so many compliments from having my hair curly that it gave me more confidence to want to do it. Of course, you shouldn't do things just because people tell you, oh, you look nice like that and stuff. But as someone who was insecure about my hair, having someone else tell me like, wow, it looks good, and affirming my want to leave it curly or affirming that it looks good, then it gave me more confidence to do it more, regardless about what anyone thought. But the fact that people thought it looked nice, it did encourage me to be like, okay, cool, like, so this is acceptable. It was on and off for a while, but I believe the year 2017 or the year 2018, I decided to, you know what, I'm gonna fully commit, and I'm just gonna see what happens if I spent a year without straightening my hair or applying heat to it, even to diffuse. Like, I'm just gonna see what a year can do, because I realized when I would leave my hair curly and then straighten it and curly and straighten it, not a lot of progress would happen. Like, I'm gonna show some pictures here of when it was that I started to have it curly, more curly, but like nothing really happened. Like, some parts were curly, some part weren't. Like, I felt like there was just so much more that my hair could do, but I just didn't want to let go of the heat because I was just uncommitted. So I was like, 1 year doesn't hurt. 1 year goes by really fast, so let me see if I can last a year without applying heat. I lasted a year without applying heat, trying products that really helped my hair, and that's when my hair just fully transformed into what it really is today. Of course, there was things that happened, you know, there was times where throughout that year I wanted to just give up and straighten my hair, especially for like special occasions, but I took that moment to just experiment and see what I can really do with my hair, and it's honestly been the best decision I've done in my life. Now I have almost 2 years straight where I'm fully natural. I mean, yes, I do straighten my hair sometimes, and when I do straighten it, I have like flat ironed it. But thankfully, if you, or from my experience, if you only apply heat, like let's say once in a year or something, nothing's gonna happen. It's not like everything you've been working on is gonna go to shambles. But in terms of tips that I would give to someone considering going natural, I would say go for it. Like, it really doesn't hurt to try, even if you spend, like I did, a year. Like, even if you don't commit for the whole year, at least try, because a lot of times we start something and then we don't finish it, or yeah, like we start something and we don't finish it. So if you feel this yearning of like, oh, I want to see how my hair looks natural, go for it. And then if along the process you realize like, oh, I actually prefer my hair straight, or I prefer this, then go for it. Because for me, it was all about just discovering the version of me that I'm most proud of, that I feel best represents me, and to me that was my curly hair. That is my curly hair. Another thing I would say to consider is understand that this is kind of like an experiment. Like I said, especially when it's like I said, like you can start something, maybe you don't want to finish it. But also in terms of products, especially coming from a background where I knew nothing about curly hair and everything I knew was from YouTube videos, you're gonna buy products, you're gonna try it because you think it's gonna be really good for your hair because whoever's video you watched said it was good for theirs. But also be open to experimenting. Like, try a product, try it until it's empty, boom. And then if it did good stuff for your hair, but maybe you want more volume, maybe you want more definition, whatever, like try new products. Because at the beginning I would just follow what the person like Sunkissed Alba would share on her thing, but then I realized, you know, our hair is different. So I started trying new products, and now the products that I use like work perfectly for me. And if you want to know what I use on my hair, just comment down below and I could do like a whole tutorial and video of like how I do my hair. I really learned from what I saw but then also learn from what you try. Like, don't fully just depend on these people telling you what to do, because their hair is different from yours. No matter how similar it looks, is different. Also, going natural is not just like a hair thing that's very superficial. I really think that me going natural really helped me in terms of my confidence, and not just in terms of my confidence of how I feel when I look at myself, but how I carry myself. You know, it's so much more liberating, like legit going outside and not having to worry about the weather, and not having to worry about your hair looking a mess. Even going to the salon and having someone else do your hair, or spending hours in the hair dryer. Like, for me, it just felt like so much more liberating. Like, I could be myself. I don't have to check the weather 100 times and wrap my hair so many times. Like, I can just go out and be myself. And even though there was times where my hair just looked really bad, especially at the beginning, looking back, it's so worth it, because it's like, okay, I know that for now my hair is gonna look pretty weird, pretty not cute, not pretty at all, but with time, and if you are consistent, you can get to a point where your hair looks super healthy and you're proud of it. It's kind of like when you go to the gym at the beginning, you're not gonna see the results you want right away. It's gonna take some time, but just know, especially from seeing so many other people who have done the same thing and have gone on their curly hair journey, just know it's worth it. And also don't feel ashamed too if you start going natural and then you realize it's not what you want and you don't want to do it anymore. Like, just because everyone else is going natural doesn't mean that you need to. Do what makes you feel most you and makes you feel most confident. That's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the phases of my hair, and I hope you guys learned some things from what I had to share and what I learned from going natural. If you yourself want to go natural but want some tips and tricks, let me know in the comment down below, because I know this video was a little bit more general. If you want to know exactly what I did and what treatments I use and what my curly hair routine is now, definitely let me know down below. I didn't really go in depth about that because my channel isn't really geared towards hair. It's more towards like personal development, Jesus, creativity, stuff like that. But if you want to learn more about that, I would have no issue creating a video about that. Thank you for watching. Let me know about your curly hair journey down below, and I'll see you in the next one.